Hello everyone, this is Andrew at Crenshaw Central Gaming, and I have before me The Old Tree. It is a free game that I found on Steam, just kind of perusing through the games not long ago, and I see this free game, and I go, why not give it a shot? It can't hurt me grabbing it, because I won't have spent anything on it, and come to find out it's something that you can play actually in just a few minutes. And so that's what we're going to do. I figured we'd just kind of play through it for the site, and, just see whether or not we enjoy it together. And so what we want to do is we want to notice our surroundings at the moment, and everything looks kind of bleak and dark, and we might want to shed some light on the situation, and the best way for us to do that is by clicking on this red light. And once we do, we quite literally shed some light on the situation, but we see a room filled with little eggs. And what happens when we click on one of the little eggs? Well, it hatches into a little octopus thing. And we might as well open the door for it and watch it crawl off. And so, this game seems to take place, obviously enough, inside of an old tree. And, we notice this little guy here in the hole, and we click on the other red light there, and we flip on the other light. And he's just kind of crawling around at the moment, and I really don't know what else to say at the moment. We got the little guy, he just did some, gymnastics for us, did a little flip there. And he's crawling. So, yeah, like I said, this is a game that I found on Steam for free. I just happened to be perusing through the games. It popped up, and I thought, well, why not? I can't, it won't hurt for me to try. But the little guy crawls out of the hole that he crawled out of the hole. And he's going to crawl into another when this creature comes and blocks his way. So what you want to do is there's a fly that's flying around, and there's a water droplet right there. Click on the water droplet, let it fall on the little fly, let the fly come over, no, fly, this way, yes, this way. And then once it gets right there, click, and no longer a problem. So, simple enough. But the little guy crawls off, and it looks like we're entering into a hotel inside of the tree now. And we've got kind of our desk clerk here, and the desk clerk seems really, really happy. Let's see if we can get his attention. Hello? Can I get some service? Anything whatsoever. Will you at least recognize that I'm here? What if I did this? You at least recognize that I did, I turned the lights off. But what you want to do is you want to click on this ferns leaf, and you click on the button, but it doesn't seem to do anything. What you want to do is you're going to have to do this a few times, but you'll click the light switch, and then click the button for the elevator. You'll have to click the light switch and click the button for the elevator. And you'll have to click the light switch and click the button for the elevator. But once you get it down on the bottom floor, it's not that hard. The lights won't come back on, the door won't shut, it'll let you in. And now we have a little puzzle right here. And if you're paying attention to this little, the red dots, it shouldn't be too hard to figure out. Just click here, 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 here. And we're moving on up to the east side. We're going up the elevator, and the elevator stops, and no door opens. But there's a little knob right here, and we're moving on up. So we have to climb up the rest of the way to the elevator shaft. Apparently the bug guy turned on the lights and shut off the elevator, so there's nowhere that we can really go at the moment. But there is a light, or a fly, that is lighting the way. It looks like it's going to be a lightning bug. And there's a ventilation shaft right here. Just click on the ventilation shaft, and one by one, click on the screws, and it didn't land on the fly. I was hoping if I clicked on the fly, it might, bust the fly up. But it didn't work that way. Anyway, we start crawling through the shaft again, and the fly is giving us some light to light the way, and yeah, again, not a whole lot to say here. Our little white buddy is crawling along. But now we hit our next puzzle. Now, we can't make it through this area because we've got the electric charges. And we think by clicking this is going to solve all of our problems. But this does nothing. It's not helping us. If you notice, there is a lighter shaded square here. Just click on that to shake it, click it again to knock it down, and there we go. Just click the 3 until all 3 are green, and you're well on your way. Easy. In fact, I would dare say at this point we are about halfway done with the old tree. As our little, not really an octopus, he's a quadrupus, I guess. He's got the 4 legs as he crawls on up, and now in the ventilation shaft he is bothered by a fan. But there's a loose metal tile up above here. Just click it twice, and we don't have to worry about that anymore. Now we enter into what is likely to be one of the most difficult sections of this game. And unless you're really, really good at video games, you're going to have a hard time making it through this section. But I promise you, if you watch the way I do it, you'll have no problems whatsoever. You see, you got this weird-looking guy right here. I'm going to, he's a chef, obviously. I don't know what the chef is doing here in the tree, but the chef is cooking something at the moment, and there seems to be kind of a little pulley system. But there's also a button here, and if you press the button, it looks like a piece of food is heading towards this man. But the window's open, and there's a fly, and what happens if we allow the fly to fly? He's going to make off with the food. So here's what we need to do, and again, unless you're a really good gamer, you're not going to be able to make it through this part. You want to click the fly, and then the food will move on to its target, the man's pot. And so now we have Brunswick stew, I guess, because the next thing we have is a carrot, a nice carrot to come on in and take out the fly one more time, and then the carrot falls into the stew. And then you click this button one more time and sausage. What fly wouldn't want sausage? And then you click the fly and it's done for. Legitimately, this is probably the hardest part of the game. And I know I said unless you're a really good gamer you won't make it. You understand I was being facetious. But anyway, the guy is happy with what he's cooked and he walks off. And our little octopus friend starts making his way towards the door, but he's not going to go in the door. Actually, he is going to go in the door. I have forgotten everything about this game. And you'd think at this moment that what we need to do is go in the elevator, but when we click the button, nothing. Instead, we make our way to the broom closet, it seems. But the little guy crawls up here and just click this open and click the 3 utensils. And with those out of the way, our little friend may continue moving forward. And he finds himself in a long, winding shaft. Not really long and winding, but now we enter into another area where we really can't go anywhere. And the problem we have at this moment is this is filled with water. You click on this and yeah, it turns itself off, but notice there's a manhole here. Click that hole. You can drain the water. Click this door here and our little friend is going to crawl inside. And then what you want to do is shut the door, cover the hole, and we fill it up with water and we drown the little guy. Game over, ladies and gentlemen. That was a great game. No, he floats to the top and apparently he can hold his breath really well. But we drain the room one more time. We open this door and he crawls out. If I remember correctly, we have one more obstacle and then we've hit endgame. And that shows you just how short this is. But, little friend here is making his way downtown, and we notice a spider web here. Just click and just get that out of the way. Tear it open. That way he doesn't have to worry about it. That way he doesn't have to deal with any of the issues that comes with spider webs, namely a spider. Because that's the last thing we want to see. I hate spiders. We don't want to see any gigantic spiders around this little guy. But now we enter into the final boss of the game. A big black lump. And you'll notice, every so often, there are going to be some, these eyes are going to light up. What you want to do is click on the hose, and the hose will plug up into this mushroom, and then pump, 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 and the little foxes run off by the mushroom cloud. And so now, ladies and gentlemen, we can enjoy the ending to this video game. You see, like I said, within just a few minutes, you could easily beat this. And we see a beautiful starry sky, and apparently Saturn is floating right above that tree branch, or maybe that's Uranus, I don't know. I would probably say that's Saturn. But anyway, this little guy makes his way across the tree branch and hooks himself to this little twig. But what you want to do is click the twig, and the wind starts to blow, and our little friend gets carried off on a new adventure. Goodbye, little fella. And with that, we at the end. And so that is The Old Tree. Again, something you can play in just a few minutes. If you want to try playing it, or maybe see if there are some things that I missed in my playthrough, give it a shot. But anyway, this has been Andrew at Crenshaw Central. This has been The Old Tree, and we'll see you next time. Goodbye!